Hey guys, I haven't made a video in a really long time, so I thought that I should make one. So, the Christmas season is upon us. I don't even celebrate Christmas, but there's a couple things that I've noticed that are just like a little bit different. Christmas trees here are really small. Like, they're not like tiny like this big, but I'm about 5'1", and Christmas trees, like the average Christmas tree comes up to like here on me. And a lot of the trees are fake. Christmas markets are really popular here, and I've never been to any in the United States. If we have them, that was unbeknownst to me. So, story time. My friend Victoria, who's Canadian, and I were in the city one day, and to get to the city we have to take a bus, so obviously to get home we take a bus back. So this entire day we had been speaking French to each other, and then she was trying to tell me a story, but she didn't know how to say all of it in French. So she was like, okay, I'm just gonna tell you this one story in English because like it'll go faster. I can just tell you real fast. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. And so we get in the metro station and she's telling me this story as we're going down to the metro. And she just starts off the story like, okay, so this one time in French class, and this lady hears that Victoria is telling me something in English, and she starts screaming at us in front of all of these people, "Pourquoi vous parlez anglais?" And she like keeps screaming it like over and over and over again. And she like screamed it the first time, and we didn't know what to say. We didn't know what to do because obviously that had never happened to us before. So we were thinking like, I was just trying to make a point, she'll stop. But she did not stop. She kept screaming until finally Victoria finally answered, and she's like, "Parce que on est anglaise." And like finally she stopped. She just wanted a response. Like any response would have sufficed, I guess. And it was so scary because like I didn't know what to do, and I was like, So at school, on each floor, there's like 4 floors. On each floor at the end, there's a bathroom. And it's not labeled boy or girl, so it's kind of co-ed. So like, okay, the stalls close really well. There's no space at the bottom, and the door goes like really high up, so nobody can like look over the stalls or anything. But in the US, if we had co-ed bathrooms at school, you know how many scandals there would be, like how much worse it would be if we had that. You know, people's parents would be throwing tantrums. And so I brought it up at dinner the other day to my family, like, yeah, there's co-ed bathrooms at school here? Like, that's kind of weird. If that happened in the US, like, and they were like, what? Your school bathrooms are co-ed? And I was like, yeah, like here in France, my school bathrooms are co-ed. And they were like, they're not supposed to be. And I was like, okay. And so this whole time I was like, wow, like I knew the culture here was different, you know, but I just didn't know like co-ed bathrooms, like strange. Also, I think it's really cool because I have been here for almost 5 months now, and like, you know how sometimes in different languages there's no, like you can't directly translate the meaning of a word, because like I'm pretty sure in Danish or something there's a word that is like the feeling when you have this, you're like, it's really cold outside and you're under this really warm blanket, and like it's just that feeling that you can't translate within one word, like, and you can't really directly translate it. It's just like if you live in this country, like you know the meaning of this word. And I think that's super cool because now, like since I've been here for almost 5 months, like these words have like real meaning to me, and I'm like, yes. And then I'm like trying to say something to someone in English, and I'm like, wait, I can't English, like I can't speak English, like I can't think of the word that I would need. I can only think of the French word for what I want to say, and I think like that's so cool. Oh, okay, at school here, it's weird to them that we don't have this, but they have the different tracks. So there's an L track, which is like language, studies, like books, all that kind of stuff, literature. Then there is the economics track, economics, and then there's the science track. And so at the end of your sophomore year, when you're going into the junior year, you pick like which one you want to do. And for the science one, if you don't have a good enough average, like they don't want you to be in a certain track. Like if you have, I don't know the numbers, like if you have an 8 average, like they don't want you taking the science because it's really hard. And So if you really want to do the science, because now STEM fields and STEM jobs are really the thing, if you really want to do the science, you have to retake the entire year until you have a good enough average for you to be in the science track and be taking those science classes. And so people are literally like, yeah, I'm just gonna redo my sophomore year. Like, they're okay with it. That's something that is socially acceptable here, to redo a year. But in the US, it's kind of like, oh, like you failed a grade, like you had to redo this grade. And it doesn't really happen after middle school. Like, it's kind of rare for someone to have to redo a year in the US, but still, it's kind of like people are embarrassed about it if they have to redo a year. Okay, yeah, so basically that's all I have to say. This wasn't very interesting, it was just some stories. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and please give me suggestions about what I should make other videos on. Okay, bye!